4 servings, 1 egg, chicken sausage, bell peppers, spinach. Macros are 305 calories if you track calories, 37 grams of protein, 7 grams of carbs, 12 grams of fat every day, and I'm down 8 pounds. Simple, guys, nutritious. Let's make this, all right? Right now I'm just waiting for this pan to heat up, and in the meantime, get you some of these if you can. These are from Costco. It's organic chicken sausage. They are 9 grams of protein, 7 grams of fat, 0 grams of carbs for 3 links. I like them to be extra crispy, so it's the first thing I pop in the air fryer while I wait for everything else. Just whatever settings, I don't know, I just hit start on the air fryer. While that gets nice and crispy, I do recommend, if you track macros, I would weigh out everything you can just to be consistent. Because I'm lazy, I have this little designated cup right by my coffee machine, and I just use it every morning, rinse it, but use it every morning for the egg whites because we are going to measure these out. I sometimes forget the measurement, so I want 4 servings of this, and apparently I can't do math, so then I have to, I have a calculator right here. I'm like, 46 times 4, okay, 184. So I'm gonna do 184 grams of egg whites. And this is so low calorie, guys, and do I get bored of eating the same thing? I change up the sauces, that's my trick. And this makes me feel good, this makes me feel full, this is in line with my goals. You're gonna see the amount at the end of the video. It's just a good breakfast. 1 egg, 1 whole egg. Who does this? I do this. I don't toss the eggs, I just, is that a crime? I just put it back in there and close it. Is that a crime? Let me know. So I just like to put things away. Clean as I go is what I like to do. Guys, I'm lazy. I am lazy. So I'm gonna take 3 of these bell peppers, rinse them real quick. And because I'm so lazy and I don't want to get out a cutting board, I am just going to grab my scissors here and just cut them. And these just add flavors. You can do mushrooms as well if you want. Some people do zucchini. I like mushrooms, but I had mushrooms a few months ago and I got really sick from the mushrooms. I think I just ate too many in a soup. And I'm a little traumatized with mushrooms right now. So you can do onion is really good. And it just adds flavor without too many calories. But again, we're lazy around these parts. So we're just trying to be quick, efficient, make this fast, and get back to work. Ideally, I want these peppers to be extra crispy, but it doesn't always happen. And when I have more macros, tell me if this is weird. I like to put honey on top of the eggs. Just a drizzle of honey with some salt. That's really how I like the eggs. But if my carbs are a little bit lower because, you know, limited calorie deficit, I might not put the honey on top. But that's just my personal preference. So we're gonna just whisk this up real quick. This is a pretty good amount of food, guys. I just think about how it makes me feel, and it makes me feel good. So I eat this every single day. Unless I have a really busy work day, I might have my first meal around noon. Today, I'm gonna enjoy this breakfast. And the discipline comes, we're putting a bunch of salt. After a while, I just get used to it because, and you know, out of town or something, and I don't like this, I can definitely feel the difference. We are going to just give this a, do you hear that sizzle? No? You don't? Okay, no worries. Oh, look, I forgot to mention something else. Use the spray. I don't use Pam. I use this one because it doesn't scorch like the Pam one. It can take a higher smoke point, as it says. 500 is the smoke point. If you use a bunch of oil or butter, you're adding more calories. And if you're in a calorie deficit with fats, those add up so fast, guys. So I use a little bit of this, and I just forgot to mention it. Say push play again, but it's not play. We're pushing start. Just add that in there. That is 4 servings of egg whites and 1 whole egg. And then, of course, spinach. This really helps me with digestion. It seems like nowadays everything is bad for you. There's like people that say don't have too much spinach, it does this and that. And they're just like, you know what? At this point, certain clothing is bad for you. Water is bad for you. It's like you're not safe from anything. So I'm not having this entire thing of spinach every day. I'm just having some. So we're just going to let that do its thing. This pan doesn't come with a lid, so I'm using a lid that's not the right size. But it's whatever. We're just going to let that do its thing. Let me show you guys closer up. Do your thing, egg whites. Do your thing. Sausage. Ooh. Ooh, you hear that sizzle. And like I said, guys, I just clean as I go. So while I wait for that to do its thing, I like to just put things away. For me to not get bored of this stuff is changing up the sauce. So like I said, sometimes I put honey on my eggs. If I have the macros for it, I'll put honey and then more salt, some sort of hot sauce, or sometimes I just enjoy the taste of the veggies and I just have it like that. I think that's what today will be, but I'm gonna finish cleaning up around here. I'll show you guys some egg whites. You see this giant plate? Look at that. I had so much food, guys. We're gonna see if we can flip this thing. Oh shit. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't have the right size lid. That's why sometimes I don't use the lid, because this is annoying. Let's just give it a flip. And this is thick and juicy. Well, that didn't work out. It's fine, we're fine. This is lazy girl breakfast. It doesn't have to be perfect. But do you see the amount of food? I don't think this does it any justice. Sometimes I get really picky and I just get picky about textures and stuff. I like to put this on this rack thing just to cool off if I can manage my hands. Let it cool off for a little bit, because with the steam and if I put it on the plate, it creates that condensation, and I'm just a little bit picky and I don't want that condensation. So listen, no macros go to waste, except the one I just dropped on the floor. So we'll let that cool off for a little bit. Probably won't do this again, because this is it just helps when you put this on top for it to, I'm lying, it doesn't help the shit like torn to a million pieces. We're not using this. It just cooks faster, really, is what it is. Chicken sausage. Try that chicken sausage. Another one that I liked when my macros were a bit higher, I had more fats, was the Real Good chicken tenders. They're real good.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
It tastes like you're having chicken and waffles minus the waffles. So sad, but this is crazy. I'll include the macros somewhere in the screen of how low calorie this is for how much food volume I'm getting. It's kind of crazy. So you can have like a protein bar, but compare the size of a protein bar compared to this. Like what do you think is going to fill up your stomach more? So here we are. What do is a shit ton of salt. That's so much food, guys. And it depends on your calories. Like if you can have some potatoes with this or a side of fruit, I don't know. But for me, this works. Unfortunately, I'm gonna sit at my desk and eat this. It's such a bad habit. Sometimes I like to sit on my balcony and stare at the grass across the street. It's all green right now. It's spring, so it's really pretty. Of course, my cat had to make an appearance, but sometimes I like to sit out here, sit right here and just stare at all this green. Look how beautiful that is, guys. And I just sit here and I hang out with my cats. That's not happening today. Hi, babies. Hashtag health. I started this cut at 154 pounds. I gained 14 pounds like over the winter and stuff, not being able to work out. And I'm down, sorry about the chewing, 8 pounds so far, feeling good, getting strong in the gym. So I'm gonna enjoy this, and let me know if you enjoyed this simple breakfast video. Like, some people will just, you know, create recipes and all this cool stuff, and for me, you gotta find what works for you. For me, I want the least amount of work, the least amount of decision, because I'm gonna use my brain power all day for work. So I wanna keep this as simple as possible, consistent. And I know I just weigh the eggs, whatever, super easy. That works for me. Some people like to get creative with their food. Great, good for you. Thankfully, I'm very grateful. I don't get bored. And I just see this, I'm like, oh, results. In line with my goals. I feel good. I don't feel super hungry. Digestion, cool. And that's what works for me. So you don't have to deprive yourself. Look how much food this is. All right, look how pretty. Oh, those colors are. A little bit of the chicken sausage. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that was it. I'm gonna work. Thanks for watching. I'll show you guys the other stuff I eat at some point. Okay, bye. My attention span is so bad. Almost forgot to mention, guys, for breakfast, I do recommend that you add some sort of fat in there. And by fat, I mean some butter, the egg yolk, the fat that's in the chicken sausage, maybe some cheese. Weigh it out. So calories on that can add up very fast. The reason why I recommend adding some fats, if I were to just have only egg whites and veggies, I wouldn't feel that full. Like, I would be hungry probably in an hour. And because I added the fats from the chicken sausage and the fat from the egg yolk, or the fat from the whole egg, I will feel full for like 3 hours with this. So the payoff is a lot better. So I do recommend, if you do have an omelet, include some sort of fat. Just make sure you track it or whatnot, because fat calories, can add up very quickly, but I just had to throw that in there. Try it out. You can put sugar-free ketchup, sriracha. I put a drizzle of honey, or just enjoy the taste of the veggies. Hope it helps. Another thing I almost forgot to mention is the vitamins. This whole habit stacking, if you've read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, he talks about how to just stay consistent with things and your goals. And something that I do is when I grab my plate to put my eggs, my vitamins are right there, so I remember to take my vitamins. I've been doing this for a very long time. No sponsorship here or nothing like that. I'm not promoting anything, you guys, but I want to make taking my vitamins as convenient as possible. And I've been using this company for years, where my vitamins are already pre-packaged. As you can see here, pre-packaged vitamins. And what I take is vitamin C with bioflavonoids, vitamin B12, turmeric, triple joint care, omega-3, foundational multivitamin, and calcium citrate. Just because I was like having all those joint issues, I was hoping like vitamins would help. I also, later on in the day, I take iron, an iron supplement, zinc, vitamin D, and magnesium at night. So this just helps make things convenient. And this one right here is my favorite because it's blue and it looks pretty. But yeah, just small things that I do that will make me feel full for a while. Gonna focus on work, ADHD, the conversation per usual. All right, bye.